presentation on Best Practices in Freshman Composition 1, Constructing Effective Writing. My name is Dr. Julia Carpenter, and I'm pleased to share with you the highlights of this 16-week fully online course developed in Blackboard for Valencia College in Orlando, Florida. This presentation is designed to provide you with the evidence and supporting screenshots demonstrating how this course meets each of the criteria for the USDLA award rubric, evaluating best practices in distance learning teaching. Unique features about this course include a course theme selected by Dr. Carpenter. Constructing Effective Writing was selected because the process of constructing effective writing mirrors building a home. Every stage of the process, from drawing up the blueprint to building the framework of a home, is important. Each stage of the process builds toward a common goal, the completion of a polished, finished product that meets ideal standards for a dream home: beauty, quality, and style. In this course, the construction project is essays. During the 16-week semester, students construct 5 essays, including the following types. Each unit or type of essay follows the phases of construction. Students follow the phases: blueprint, foundation, tools, framework, support, and assessment. It is important when constructing a home to have a solid foundation. Each essay type has an overview showing how to build the foundation of each type of essay. For example, one of the foundational elements of a descriptive essay is to show, not tell. Here is a second example: foundational information of a personal narrative essay. A construction worker uses tools to construct a home. Similarly, each essay type or unit uses tools for construction. These tools are visual icons representing supporting content for students to read, watch, listen, discuss, and do. Just as every home construction project requires a blueprint, each essay type or unit has a rubric or blueprint for ideal performance. Continuing the construction theme, each essay type or unit has a planning sheet to build the framework of the essay, including brainstorming and outlining. This mirrors building the framework of a house. Each essay type or unit has a peer review opportunity to support the construction of the essay. Students work in pairs to give constructive feedback on each other's essays to strengthen the essay. The rubric used mirrors the rubric used to evaluate the final draft. Each essay type or unit has a self-assessment for reflection. The course theme is consistent throughout the course. Titles of exercises, such as building block exercises, reinforce the theme. Interactivity is one of the sections of the USDLA criteria for best practices. This category includes interactivity with content. Interactive activities include a wide variety of types of exercises and assessments. Some of these include building block exercises, online quizzes, response readings, pro and con debates, peer reviews, discussion forums, self-assessments, planning worksheets, and writing exercises. Building block exercises focus on grammar, sentence structure, transition words, punctuation, citations, and other important building blocks of effective writing. Online quizzes on course readings evaluate students' understanding of course objectives on readings. These quizzes give students automatic feedback, including the rationale for correct and incorrect answers. Interactive activities give students the opportunity to learn about, practice, reflect, and assess their understanding of lesson and course objectives. Multimedia is appropriately and effectively used in the course. Multimedia includes weekly audio narrated course lecture videos, audio readings of course text, and video and audio selected to enhance students' understanding of the lesson and course content. In addition to interactivity with the course content, students have a wide variety of opportunities to interact with each other. Weekly group discussions based on the course contents allow critical reflection. Peer reviews are structured in each unit to give students the opportunity to give and receive feedback. Partner activities allow students to practice researching pros and cons of an argument, sharing the results of research, and developing counter-arguments. Here's an example of a collaborative debate activities on the pros and cons of death with dignity. As you'll notice, each group of 3 students in this activity has a role, including researcher pro, researcher con, and reviewer. The activity requires not just completing parts of the activity independently and combining, but analysis and interaction. For example, each side or role evaluates the strength and credibility of the opposing argument and develops counterclaims. Peer reviews are carefully structured and managed in freshman composition. Clear directions give students the step-by-step procedure for conducting peer reviews. Clear expectations and criteria are identified on a peer review rubric. Clear instructions are given on how to use track changes as a resource. Direct and specific guidance in the form of a video, audio, narrated lecture is given on how to give constructive feedback. Example of effective ways to give feedback are identified, so students know the high expectations of the instructor for giving detailed, specific feedback, as well as the difference between general and vague feedback and specific feedback. Discussion forums are another way students interact with each other. Prompts such as "What would you do?" prompt critical reflection and analysis and tie to learning objectives. For example, "How responsible are we for helping others in need?" ties with the course reading 37 Who Saw Murder Didn't Call the Police, and with the learning objectives stated here. Clear ground rules are provided for online discussions. It is clear that simply saying "I agree" or "me too" does not move the conversation forward and is not acceptable. Tips for adding value to the conversation, explaining why you agree or disagree, are identified, along with tips for moving the discussion forward. A discussion forum grading rubric clearly defines high expectations for assessing discussion participation, including quantity and timeliness, knowledge and understanding of content, and generating learning within the community. Students have a wide variety of opportunities to interact with the instructor. The instructor is available through email and phone, including a work and cell phone number. Response time is clearly stated. Email and phone messages are returned within 24 hours or less of the time the message is left. Students interact with the instructor in discussion forums, email, and phone calls. The instructor gives detailed feedback on all assignments using rubrics and comments. The instructor builds the learning community by wrapping up discussion forums and writing assignments. For example, by posting this audio narrated video presentation on the descriptive essays, students can see the interesting and varied pieces of art each member of the learning community selected for the essay, as well as effective example of hooks, introductions, sensory details, and figurative language. All examples are excerpts from student papers. This gives all students an opportunity to learn about each other and from each other, and connects us as an online community. Frequent announcements and emails with text and through audio and video between the instructor and students build a sense of caring and connection. Humor is used to create a sense of community and presence by the instructor. One example teaches students how to construct in-text citations using a Stephen Colbert clip. Let's now look at how the freshman composition course meets the USDLA criteria of online design. Course and lesson objectives in the course are clearly and concisely written in the syllabus and in each module. Goals and objectives are located within the course in the following locations. Goals and core competencies are located in the syllabus and in the first entry of each week, for weeks 1 through 16. The red and white dartboard icon for objectives gives students a strong visual identification for objectives as they appear in the course. Objectives are located as the first entry of each week. Objectives include course outcomes and competencies identified by the institution and supporting enabling learning objectives. Objectives are located at the beginning of each week's course lecture slides, and they're also at the top of each assignment sheet. The course content in freshman composition is presented logically and in manageable segments. Valencia offers this online course in a 16-week semester. Students compose 5 different types of essays. Based on this, the course is organized by units, based on the type of essay, and by week numbers, based on weeks 1 through 16. Each unit is 3 weeks long, so that students can compose each type of essay in phases. Phase 1, brainstorming, planning, and rough draft. Phase 2, peer review and instructor feedback. Phase 3, revision, final draft, and self-assessment. Navigation is intuitive. The navigation menu has descriptive labels to minimize the amount of work students have to do to find information. It's clear where to find discussion forums, ground rules, and the rubric. Within each week's lessons, the steps are clearly marked to let students know what order to complete tasks and where to find information. For example, each week students read, watch, listen, discuss, and do tasks. These are clearly marked with step numbers and icons. This aligns with the USDLA rubric criteria for enhancing content through the use of tools. Here, descriptive instructions on the link let students know to click the link to get information on the assigned reading for the week. Content is available through content modules, single pages, and links to external sources. Content units and modules are noted with essay numbers. Content modules open with an overview of the unit in each phase of the writing assignment. This ties with the theme of construction. Content is aligned to recognized standards. As we've discussed, objectives are located as the first entry of each week and at the beginning of each assignment sheet. There are a variety of ancillary resources available in Freshman Composition 1. These are appropriate, high quality, up-to-date, and annotated. For example, tutorials for navigating Blackboard are provided. The instructor has developed a specific orientation for the course with a transcript. The orientation has video, audio, and text. Content is enhanced through discussion boards, a glossary, links, quizzes, self-assessments, audio, and video. The course provides both an online glossary and a PDF glossary of literary terms. Additional resources are provided for lessons to give students the opportunity to read or listen to additional resources. Links to online practice questions and exercises also give students additional opportunities to practice and reinforce their understanding of concepts such as transitions, sentence structure, punctuation, and citations. Samples of each type of essay students will compose during the course are given so that students get the chance to read effective examples which meet high expectations and ideal criteria on the rubric. The course provides multiple visual, textual, kinesthetic, and/or auditory activities to enhance learning. Each week, students read, watch, listen, discuss, and do tasks. For example, students may read an article and then listen to an audio interview of participants in the reading. They are then asked to compare what is different from the audio interviews and the reading. The web pages are visually and functionally consistent through the course. The consistent use of icons and font size gives students visual cues for each type of learning. Fair use guidelines are followed. All images in the course are from Wikimedia Commons and publicdomainpictures.net and are marked in the course on each page. These include the icons used consistently throughout the course. Sources are provided for additional images. In this example, the photograph came from the Library of Congress, for example. The safest way to make use of copyrighted materials in an online course is to use, where possible, a link on the course site to the website containing the copyrighted material. PDFs of course texts are directly linked to the URL of the source. The same is true of videos. Layout and text elements are easy to read, and formatting such as bullets, bold, and indentations are used to facilitate student understanding. Font size is consistently Arial 14 for the course. The formatting of all PowerPoint slides of the course lectures are consistent, and formatting so that each slide is easy to read. Another section of the USDLA rubric is technology. Freshman composition uses minimal technology requirements, and technology requirements are clearly stated. A menu item in the course called Software Requirements clearly states the web browser students can use and where to access downloads. Tools required for viewing the course and completing assignments are clearly marked in the course. For example, the students need Microsoft Office, Word and PowerPoint, and Adobe Reader. Downloads are available from a link in the course for this software. Descriptive link, Software Requirements, on the menu lets students know where to access the requirements. There are accommodations for students with disabilities in the course. Here are some of the universal design features of the course. Here are accommodations for students who are deaf or hard of hearing. The final section of the USDLA rubric for best practices is assessment. There are a variety of opportunities for self-assessment in the course. Here is an example of a self-assessment in the planning phase. Weeks 3, 6, 10, 13, and 16 have self-assessment opportunities. Self-assessments provide opportunities for reflection. This is a self-assessment of the writing process following the submission of a final draft of an essay. High expectations are another criteria on the USDLA rubric. A discussion forum grading rubric clearly defines high expectations for assessing discussion participation. Rubrics with specific criteria are provided for assignments. These, along with sample essays, challenge students to meet high expectations and ideal performance. Multiple forms of assessment are built into the course. These give students the opportunity to learn about, practice, reflect, and assess their understanding of lesson and course objectives. This concludes this presentation on best practices in Freshman Composition 1, Constructing Effective Writing. As demonstrated, this course meets each criteria on the USDLA Best Practices in Online Teaching rubric. It is an exceptional example of best practices, and we would be honored to earn an award from USDLA.